spouse's coverage or go into the exchange without any subsidy. I don't think it's clear yet what the answer to that is, but I think that was a suspicion as to how it's structured.
Yeah, we still need clarity on that piece.
Again, to stress, we need clarity on an awful lot of things, and one of the open questions is whether the federal government will actually be able physically to provide that clarity, to provide the exchanges, to get things up and running by 2014. I think there are severe doubts as to whether this stuff actually will be up and running in 2014 if the exchanges aren't ready. I've been asked what happens to all these other things, the penalties and whatever, and my answer is I don't know. That'll be an interesting question. There's some things that would be very, very difficult to hit you with in that circumstance. I don't know if they'll try.
All right. We had a few people ask, are there any information about any new real estate taxes associated with Obamacare?
Yeah, that's the 3.8% issue, and we've got a write-up on that in those crib sheets. There was an email that's been circulating since early 2010 saying that it's the 3.8% real estate tax. Well, it's not a sales tax by any means. What it is it is a capital gains tax, so not on the sale price of a home, but rather on the profit on the sale. And like other taxation, if it's your primary residence, you get to exclude, what is it, $250,000 if you're single filer, $500,000 if you are a joint filer. So you've got to have a pretty huge profit and be pretty wealthy to actually get hit by any of that. Now, if it's not your primary residence, then yes, you can be hit for the whole capital gain on it, but again, not the sale price.
Yep, in excess of $200,000 or $250,000 again. But yeah, there is no real estate sales tax.
250, or is it 250 and 500? I thought it was.
No, I'm sorry. If that gain above $200,000 or $250,000.
Yes.
Okay, and that new 3.8% investment tax only applies to income above $200,000 for individuals or $250,000 for couples or families. Right.
Right, great. And we have someone who wondered if you could please explain again the $2,000 per employee penalty versus the $3,000 per person.
Sure. Let's start the simple one. Let's say you're 50 or over and you don't offer coverage. Then in that case, your penalty is $2,000 times the number of employees you have minus 30. So if you've got 50 employees, subtract 30 of them, you got 20 left, multiply it by 2,000, that's $40,000. Hire an extra person, and it's up to $42,000. Hire yet another, it's $44,000, et cetera, et cetera. Now, if you
and that is full-time employees. The offer is just to full-time employees.
Full-time employees. And now, let's say you do offer coverage, and it's qualifying coverage. It meets the standards. But let's say one of your employees qualifies for a subsidy. And by the way, even in that first case, if none of your employees qualify for a subsidy, no penalties.